Hey there, giant fans of fun. It's Thad, the theme park giant, coming to you from the Orlando area. And as you can see, it is chilly. Fall has arrived. It's like 65 degrees today, so I've got the sweatshirt on. But Disney World is dropping the hot and spicy news today. This morning, we learned all about the new Lightning Lane Premier Pass that they're going to debut here on October 30th. Today is October 16th, so 2 weeks from today it'll begin. And there's a lot of discussion about this in the Disney community. Um, so let's just get right into the details. So if you haven't heard, the Premier Pass, it's not going to replace the existing multi-pass for Lightning Lanes or the individual Lightning Lanes that you can buy for some attractions like Guardians of the Galaxy, Tron, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, things like that. It is an entirely new program. It is only for the Disney Deluxe resorts and the Disney Deluxe Villa resorts, along with a couple other select hotels. We'll go through that list. We can look at that right now, actually. But it's mostly, as you would expect, Animal Kingdom, Beach Club, Boardwalk, Contemporary, Grand Floridian, Poly, Wilderness Lodge, Yacht Club, your standard deluxe resorts. Then you have your DVC villas, so I'm not going to read all these. You can take a look at it. And then the other eligible hotels, the Swan and Dolphin, the Swan Reserved, and then, of course, Shades of Green. Now, what this is, it's essentially the best comparison is like the Universal Express Pass, the one time, not the unlimited. You pay a premium price if you stay at this deluxe, one of those deluxe resorts, to get a one-time use on every Lightning Lane attraction at that park. So you're essentially paying to skip all the lines for the major and even some of the minor attractions at Disney. Um, I think it's something people have been asking for a long time. I know that before I moved down here, I had always wondered, like, why can't I have something like the Express Pass at Universal? Um, I'm friends with a cast member, and he actually mentioned this morning after this announcement came out that the number one complaint he gets from guests is that they don't have something like this. So I think there is a need for it. I think there's been a want for it. Now, the question is the pricing, the availability of it. So, I mean, it is basically a perk for your deluxe people. So, as a local guest, staying offsite, well, not staying offsite, just living here, I can't access this. If you're staying at Pop Century, a value or one of the moderates, you don't have access to this. So, it is a premium um, offering. Uh, with that said, you know, I I actually think it'll be very popular. And we'll get into the pricing here in a bit, but people already staying at the deluxe resorts probably aren't going to worry as much about that pricing. I know that in the past, if I was coming down for a week, I could maybe be talked into something like this for a day at one of the parks. I don't know. It is a hefty price, and we'll get into that, like I said. But I actually do think this will be popular. I feel like it's going to sell out most days because they're going to limit it. But yeah, let's get into more of the details. Okay, so more of the details. Now, you can buy your Premier Pass just like the multi pass up to 7 days ahead of time from when your resort stay starts. So that is no different. So there's not going to be that 3 day window for non-resort guests because it's not accessible to them. Obviously, you're going to need valid admission on that day, and then I'm not going to go through the list of all the Lightning Lane rides because if you're watching this, you probably have an idea of what Lightning Lane already is, so and obviously we don't have to worry about the tiers or anything because everything is available to you. So let's start getting into a little more of the info. Now, I feel like this is really misleading, and we'll break down the pricing a little more here. But the at launch, the price is going to range from 129 to 449 per day, and that is going to depend on how busy the parks are. So peak travel times, you're going to see that 449 a day. I'm curious how often you're going to see that low band of pricing because there's just so few truly slow days at Disney World anymore. I'm curious how often that will actually be an offering for people. And now I want to bring in this. So you can't find this breakdown anywhere that I've seen on the actual Disney World site. But I found this in a USA Today article. I think there's like a Disney food blog. Like I keep seeing this clip of the prices picture like posted on Facebook groups and things like that where people are discussing it. But I took this straight out of a USA Today article. But so you can see here, you'll get to see what the price is up to 21 days in advance of the calendar. So you can start to plan on that. But then your price per day per park, Animal Kingdom, 129 to 199, Epcot, 169 to 249, Hollywood Studios, 269 to 349, and then Magic Kingdom, 329 to 449. Now, that's I think that's where I struggle with them doing this, you know, the way they listed it, because obviously the Magic Kingdom's way above that 129, even if it's lowest. So I think that's where it's kind of misleading. Now, I don't think the price is that crazy for what you're gonna get based on, you don't have to plan anymore. You don't have to schedule your time. You don't have to play the game of is it available. You're also getting the photo pass for the day with this. And like, I know maybe that's not a huge perk to some people, but it is a nice little extra, I guess, on top of the lightning lanes. But I think the biggest issue that I've seen, and just from the fan community today with this, is okay, it's nice that this is offered, but if you stay at a premier resort at Universal, their version of a deluxe, you get the unlimited Universal Express pass as part of your stay. Not just the one time use, which is what this is, and at such a premium price. You get the unlimited. And the unlimited, that's not even an option at Disney right now. I'd be curious what that price would be after seeing these now. But at the end of the day, like I've said, this is a premium offering. So I understand people are upset with the pricing. I understand people think they're getting priced out on Disney trips and things like this. But I mean, this is an extra thing. This is not affecting the current multi-pass system. I feel like this is going to be so limited of an offering. I mean, to me, it's a lot like a VIP tour. You just don't have the tour guide, and you can only do one park. Where like, I mean, you don't see a ton of VIP tour groups walking around in the parks. I mean, you see them throughout the day, but it's not like this is something that's really going to affect like the whole ecosystem of the lightning lanes. At least that's my assumption, and just feeling like if there's a more data driven company out there than Disney, I'd be surprised. Like they clearly know exactly and they'll fiddle with this, but like they'll throttle how many people they're selling this to as time goes on, and they'll see how popular it is. And I feel like every few months we have this thing with Disney where everybody freaks out. The prices are out of whack and no one's going to pay this and people are going to quit coming, and then it'll sell out and they'll just probably keep upping the price. Like I'll be very surprised if this doesn't sell out. Honestly, I think a lot of people don't realize the amount of money that comes to Disney, like the amount of just well-off people that travel here. I would guess that a premium offering like this will sell out because it is a premium offering and people like those kind of things. So I don't know. Is it for everyone? Obviously not. But, and I understand the gripes, but like, again, this doesn't affect the existing system. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm some big Disney shill because they do a lot of things that bug me, but like, I don't know. This doesn't bother me that much. like, yeah, it's a money grab, obviously, but it is a company. They're supposed to make money. And, I hear the arguments of, well, FastPass was free for all these years. Well, Disney was the only place in the world that was offering a free FastPass. Like, everyone else was charging. And, I mean, go to Six Flags and buy you can skip the line all day, like the diamond level. It's very expensive. So, I mean, go to a Cedar Fair park. Like, I went to Cedar Point last May, and my Fastlane Plus was like $190 for one day. So these are premium offerings that other parks are doing. They charge a lot of money for them, and I mean, it's just the way things are. So I know everyone wants Disney to be this magical place, but the reality is it is still a company. So I understand the gripes. I think people are overreacting, but I also understand we're all allowed to have our own opinions and feelings on this kind of stuff. But I think it's really smart for Disney to finally do something like this, because I was fortunate enough to do a VIP tour a few weeks ago. Watch my video on that, but like I was invited to do it for free. I didn't have to pay. So like I understand me walking out of that is a little different experience than if I had paid, my share. But to me, this is a really nice offering for maybe a family of four that instead of having to buy let's say, $700 per hour VIP tour for their family of four, that you have to do is 7 hours. So that's basically $5,000 for your family of four for one day for 7 hours to get this. Where at its worst, for one day at the Magic Kingdom, you can do, what is that? That's $1,800 for your family of four to skip all the lines on like peak days at Magic Kingdom. So there's going to be a lot of families that I think choose to do this, especially if you're coming at like Christmas and if you have the money. Like, I mean, that's just, yeah, I mean, it is a VIP experience. So I get it. People are frustrated. It seems like a money grab. It obviously is. I mean, but what isn't that Disney is doing? Like, so, yeah. So I think I'll probably leave it at that. But big news. What do you think about the pricing? Are you going to use this? Are you a deluxe guest or you a DVC guest? Is this something you're considering? Are you done with Disney because of this? Like, I'm seeing people just saying like this is their final straw. Like, I don't understand that, but I get the frustration. It's not cheap to come to Disney. I know that before I moved here, I was probably coming down less and less because it is more expensive to come, and it doesn't feel like you get as much of a value as you used to. So I do understand those gripes, but yeah, leave a comment in the comment section if you agree, if you disagree, what your thoughts are on the whole new Premier system. If this is the kind of thing you're into, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. It helps with growth. So that's going to do it. Once again, I'm Thad, the theme park giant. Get out there and have a giant day of fun.